Hey everybody, my name is Tribal Instincts and here is my review of Fast Action Hero. This channel was actually really intended to get more into the reviews quite a long time ago, but I kind of got distracted. If you've been watching my previous videos, then you know that I've really wanted to go into mixed reality, and I still am. However, I don't want that to sidetrack me from giving you guys looks into content that you may or may not want to buy. So this game does not support mixed reality, so I'm not going to show it in mixed reality, and that's pretty much just how I'm going to do these things. Once a week, hopefully I'm going to get you guys a review of a game that is released sometime within the past week or will release that week. That's my plan. Here is Fast Action Hero.
This is the coolest thing in the world!
Alright, so Fast Action Hero is not a wave-based shooter, but it's pretty dadgum close to one. And yeah, we're all pretty well exhausted of the wave-based shooters, but this one does have a few things that separate it from the pack. For one, you're able to move around in the scene that you're in, all right? So that is probably the biggest selling point for this game, is the ability to move from point A to point B and point C to F, right? You have a lot of different waypoints throughout the game that you're able to move from and get yourself into different positions. If you want to hole up, if you want to go, like you're the last man standing in some room, you can do that. Or if you just want to run and gun and just shoot things as you go, you can do that as well. Which, by the way, that is probably the most fun thing to do in this game, is just to go full on out as if you are an action hero and just shoot in every direction. So talking about the games in a pros and cons standpoint, this game, going from the cons first, is an early access game. That said, everything on Steam right now is in early access, right? So I mean, it really doesn't do much point to say, oh, I'm going to give this game, a little bit of credit because, it's not finished yet. Yeah, there's really not much content that's finished on the Vive that's on the Steam store right now. So really, I just review the games as they come out. This is October 16th. So if there's any updates that come out after this game, keep that in mind, okay? That's about as much of an early access disclaimer as I think I can give for games. This is the review as it is on October 16th, okay? So the game, from a con, the first thing is that the graphics are, well, they just feel very stock, okay? There's really nothing about this that sets it out as any sort of polished experience, probably because it's an early game, right? But everything does feel kind of blocky. The animations, while they're good enough, you can kind of tell, oh, that person's running like a robot. Or, if the destructible environments, which is a good thing, it's kind of fun, it's really fun to, build some walls up and shoot some stuff off the shelf. It's very, well, it's not very realistic, but it doesn't really matter because it didn't really take too much away from it. But still, from a con standpoint, the graphics are just kind of meh. Another con is, while the waypoint movement system adds a lot to the game, it also has a lot to be improved on. Whenever you move from point A to D, sometimes the pathfinding clips you through a wall. And that's kind of disorienting, and it just really takes you out of the game. So it needs to be improved on the pathfinding. They need to go around the walls to get you from one point to another. On that same line, you're able to walk through walls. And while I had some fun and I played around, like the X-Men, I'm able to just walk through walls and then shoot stuff. That's cool for like 10 seconds. But really, they should do something to keep players from abusing that system. I mean, it really just take you out of the game if you're just able to stick your hands through the walls and just shoot everything. Okay, they should probably fix that. One of the biggest cons, actually, no, absolutely the biggest takeaway from this game for me, like the biggest negative thing, was the shooting. This game is a shooter, so it feels like it should be fairly spot on. However, you have to lead everybody by like 3 feet if they're moving, which is completely unrealistic. I mean, if you're talking 100 yards, 200 yards, 300 yards, yes, you probably have to lead your target. However, if you're talking like 15, 20 feet, you may have to lead a pinpoint by an inch in order for it to get there, all right? The ballistics it just doesn't make any sense. So leading your target, the bullet velocity needs to be improved significantly to make it more accurate. If some guy is 10 feet away, whenever I pull that trigger, if my sights are on him, the bullet should hit. And lastly, for the cons, I had a lot of trouble getting this footage recorded. I think I had to restart the game like 5 times throughout all this, and that's a problem. I had a few issues where at first I was inside the floor, and it wasn't an issue with my room setup. I just restarted the game, and sure enough. But before, my body was sunk waist deep. That was annoying, and then also I was able to just kind of walk outside of the mall area. It was all sorts of broken. So I restarted that. That fixed it for a minute, and then just players stopped spawning, or the NPCs stopped spawning. Hello? So I'd go through a few rounds, and nobody would show up. And that was also frustrating. So I had several glitches just getting this game going. Now, once it was going, I never actually had any issues once a game started. So I think that would probably be a lot more frustrating. But I did have to restart the game 3 or 4 times in order to actually get it to where I could just play it. So it needs some work on them. It's not a fully stable game yet. All right, now I know that's a pretty long list of cons. And at this point, you're thinking, why would I want to get this game? It sounds like there's a lot wrong with it. Doesn't sound like it's quite there yet. You're almost right. God! That wasn't ready for that feeling. Oh my gosh, that was weird. I thought it was about to fall on my face. Okay, this game does need a lot of work. That said, in terms of just like a wave-based shooter, I love this approach. Okay, I really do. I loved being able to move around, and it had a lot of things potentially going for it. I loved being able to go from A to B and shoot all around me and just have some fun doing it. Okay, it was fun for what it was, but I don't know if that one element, because honestly that's really the only thing that I really thoroughly enjoyed about it. And even that, I talked about in the cons, it wasn't fully done yet. That's pretty much it. So I'm really strongly hoping that this developer improves this game and gets a little bit more polished and makes this game more of a fully fledged thing instead of what feels like a demo right now. So yeah, while that is a positive, it's also kind of saying that yeah, there's pretty much just one really good positive about this game, or at least one future positive. There's really not a whole lot going for it just yet. One other feature that I didn't really get into was this asynchronous multiplayer. So this is sort of also a potential pro for it, maybe someday if it gets done right. However, you're able, from the computer standpoint, so I'm in the VR, you could have another player on your computer going and directing the AI, so you can have a little bit more strategy with the way the AI moves, and that could be interesting, but not enough for me to say go out and get this game if you were looking for an in-depth asynchronous multiplayer experience. And also, it did have and this is also probably, I guess, a con, it also had a online functionality to it, but I couldn't get it working. And it seemed like it could be really cool, so I'm probably going to come back and try this sometime, where you click on multiplayer and it gives you a code, and you go to an online website and you put in that code, but as of right now, it doesn't do anything. But I'd imagine that maybe he's going to plug in an online interface so that way somebody else can control the AI and maybe see what you're seeing at the same time. I'm not sure how that's going to work. But anyway, so the point of this entire review is the game's not there yet. However, there's a lot of things that I think if the developer spent some more time in, there's some really cool ideas in this, but it's not there yet. So keep an eye on it. Check the news page for this game. See as he updates it, and maybe change your mind based off this review then. Look at it and see if it's worth it. Right now, I think it's like $12 or so. I can't recommend this one in the current state as it is right now, unless you're just looking for a fun time where you're going to look for a little bit of shoot 'em up time, maybe good for 30, 45 minutes worth of playtime. Replayability, not quite there yet. But yeah, guys, that's it. That is my take on this one. Overall, I'd probably give this game, as it stands right now, early access and everything included. Yes, I know it's only early, but whatever. As it is right now, if you never updated it again, it'd be a 5 out of 10. That's what I would rate this game. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the like button below. And if you didn't like it, and if you're still here, please let me know what I could do to make these things better. Drop me a comment just telling me tweak the lighting, wear some socks. No, kidding. Don't tell me to wear socks. I'm not going to wear them unless I need to. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. I always appreciate your comments. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.